Good afternoon, friends. We're going to just start webinar in next 3-4 minutes. So I'm sure everyone will be fine, healthy, and fighting against COVID-19. Our wishes are there with everyone. We have as in every webinar, we always tell that we have a chat window. On the right side, also we have a Q&A session. So let me share the screen. We are also sharing our webinar on our Facebook page, as we always do. You guys can go to our Facebook page, go to our website. There will be a Facebook icon on the top left. Just enter and you will reach to our page. It's facebook.com/cohesive technology. So here we start. Share the stop. Share. I'm sure you'll be able to see my screen right now. And we'll let some people join. People who by any chance gets logged out or accidentally get logged out can also visit our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/cohesive technologies. I'm sure we'll be fine from this pandemic and we all will be out happy, healthy, and working our normal lives. We had 2 webinars last week. If some people know about it, one was on the wireless products and the other was one on video conferencing. It was an interesting webinar, and the visitors were too high. The response was excellent. Our partners appreciated that. So by chance, if you want to revisit those webinar and someone has missed out, they can go to our Facebook page, as I told you earlier, and you'll be able to see those old webinars as well. Okay, I'm sure we should be fine in next 1 minute. Now, before we start, I'll just tell you what we guys are going to today focus. We're going to talk about the unified platform, how you guys are different than the market, the people. You have a lot of products in the market. So we will discuss about the technology, what we do, the product we sell, how are we different, how are we better than the competition, and what is the best value a buyer can derive out of the products what we sell. It would be an interesting webinar, 45 minutes to 1 hour. I will request everyone who's in the webinar to make it more interactive, put in maximum questions, because we will definitely reply as the time comes in. For all the questions, either we receive it on the chat window or on the Q&A session for this webinar, as well as we also know we have to reply on those old 2 webinars as well. So being from the telecom industry since last 2 decades, we guys are doing a decent business in unified applications. And today we will talk specifically into that niche. Fine. So good evening. Here we start now. Now, Cohesive Technologies, as we know, we guys are there since last 1 decade, working primarily and specific on SIP and VoIP platform. Just to cover a brief on what we our tie-ups are, we work with our technology partners like Savadata, DGM, Sangoma, which is one company, EPG, Grand Stream, Milesite, Vitec, and Yeastar. Today, the discussion will be primarily focusing on SME market and the unified platform they always think to buying and the worth the product. The perfect product which fits in right now, which we will be doing a webinar today, would be on Yeastar. Yeastar unified platform, as well as we will also talk about our own call center applications for small segment and large enterprise. We are doing a very decent business in call center applications as well. And I always see that there is always a requirement which do come from our partners, our offices about the call center, and our hit ratio of prospect to order in call center is decent. We if we don't pick up all orders, but our PO ratio is around 5. So decent business we are doing in call center applications as well. With your help, Cohesive has gone awards, few applauds, and thank you very much for being with us. And we expect we all will move together in much faster pace. Cohesive has offices pan-India to support partners. Primarily, Cohesive do business through partners, and we have presence in South Asia. Bits and types, we do it in African countries as well as Middle East, but our main business stands on Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Malaysia, and on the India side, we have presence pan-India to support our partners. Segments we cater every industry you can think of where you have worked, either it is enterprise, education, healthcare, residential, transportation, telecom, finance, service provider. We are there in each segment, and you can reach to any of our branch, any of our people. We have specific product talking in specific segment or industry with applications. So we have customized presentations made for you. You guys can reach our repository, and pick up the presentations and give it to your customers. As we always say, Cohesive has always worked on voice over IP. We have never worked on TDM and analog technologies. So any products we sell is on an open platform, which is a SIP compliant RFC 3261. So starting from an AT and IP phone till call center applications, anything which you see on this slide, which is video phones, DECT, ATAs, CTI hardware, door intercoms, SIP paging, SIP surveillance, unified platform, SIP video conferencing, and VoIP switches also with call center applications, all are SIP compliant. Good. So today we are going to talk about Yeastar. We started Yeastar around, if I'm not wrong, 2 years back, and seeing the last 2 year results, it is an overwhelming response, and the beautiful product it has, the stability this product has, is 0% RMA. I'm proudly telling you 0% RMA. It is one of the niche which I will like you guys to put focus in this year and see how it can not only generate your top line, but it can give you a healthy bottom line as well. Yeastar is divided into 2 types of unified platform. The first few slides will be for S series, which is an SME series, and the other would be K series, which would be for the larger enterprise. Let me give you, it's a good news, 2017, Frost & Sullivan research, we've been ranked top 10 players in SME segment. The percentage of Yeastar has gone up from 2.2% to 5% globally in 2019-20. The latest report I don't have, but it has been informed to us it has reached and shooted around 5%. You guys are doing pretty well in IPPBX SME segment, and we expect with all your support, this year we will do extremely well in SAARC in India. Okay, so what are the key market trends before we start on the product line in SME business? See, globally we all know that 50% of GDP of any country is being managed by SME. 60 to 70% of total employment is SME. Okay, 90% of companies which are there are SMEs. And when it's an SME, the requirements are SME. The S series products perfectly fit into this. People who have SME, they look for mobilities. They want soft phones. They found unified communication. And believe me, post this pandemic COVID-19, people are now looking for a parallel system installed at their premise for remote workers, for people working in homes. Reasons thereby emergencies can happen anytime. We are doing a project, a very big project for KPMG. The installation is on, which we are doing it remotely, and we are just catering all the employees of KPMGs for critical works, firm work from home. So, just to give you an overview, before we go to the next slide, specific talking about the modules. S series is primarily in IPPBX, which can go and cater up to 500 extensions. Good enough for an SME market. And it has every feature which you can think of. We will discuss about it. And there is no license costing for it. So, beautiful product, very stable and ruggedized product. And it works the way the best of the products work in the industry is in unified platform. And what edges above vis-a-vis competition, we're going to talk about in these few slides. Okay. So we generally procure these are the IPPBX series, the S412, S20, S100, and S300. What is the configuration? So just remember these four boxes name, what we will talk about in this slide. And starting from a 20 extension, it goes up to 500 extensions. And all are appliance-based products. So you don't need to have loaded on a PC or a computer. Just buy the hardware and it starts running it. So this one slide will give you a basic idea. S412 is for a hybrid customer, a customer who has, for example, a house customer who does not want to invest everything on an IP phone, and he needs to put 2-3 cameras, 1 door intercoms, 2-3 video phones at lobby, and balance all analog extensions. So S412 comes at a very reasonable price where 8 analog extensions are built in on the motherboard. Okay, it has 8 SIP licenses built in on the board and 2 FXO lines, which we are giving complimentary to anyone who buys S412. So 2 FXO, 8 SIP licenses, and 8 analog extensions are built into the box. You can expand further by putting more FXS ports and more, SIP licenses. Now, what happens in this S series of PBX? How are they different? Is you can see that there are FXS ports written in this Excel sheet, FXO ports written, even PRI ports are written in this sheet, which you guys are seeing. Now, this exchange is a modular exchange, which we'll talk in the next slide. Before I go to the next slide, I just wanted to give you a base idea that there are modules. This is what the first difference is vis-a-vis the other IPPBXs. In any other IPPBX which you are aware of it in the market, if I have to put a FXS, or I have to put an FXO, or I have to put a GSM, or I have to put an E1, or I have to put a BRI, I have to buy gateways, put it on the LAN network, and integrate with the IPPX. Okay. Now, this hardware differentiation is the first differentiation Yeastar has, that there are some module up to some limited capacity which can be plugged in as baby modules on the motherboard. We will talk about in detail in the next 2 slides, which would be self-explanatory, but just wanted to give you a tinge of it. So similarly, we have models called S20, which is 20 SIP licenses, S100, 100 SIP licenses, expandable to 200, with 30 concurrent calls, expandable to 60. Similarly, S300, if someone buys, by default comes 300 SIP licenses with 60 concurrent calls, but the same is expandable up to 500 extensions and 120 concurrent calls. If you will see, In S100 and S100 column, you can see the PRI ports are 2 and 3. It means in the next slide, which I want to talk about, there should be something which gets a module of PRI or E1 port which can be fitted into the box. So what we spoke that we have 4 models starting from 20 users to 500 users. We have built-in modules, which is a differentiation vis-a-vis other IPPBXs, which the modules are of FXS, FXO, E1s, and this is a basic hardware differentiation on Yeastar vis-a-vis other IPPBXs. Now this slide clearly shows you. These are small baby cards. You can see a S2 module. S2 means 2 FXs. S stands for subscriber, 2 stands for numeric. O means central office 2 lines. So the name itself is the understanding on what these products are. S2 is subscribers, O2 are 2 FXO ports, SO is 1 subscriber, 1 FXO, B2 is BRI, GSM 4G is GSM 4G, and EX30 is a PRI. So these are the modules. I will not go into the detailed hardware architecture of each 4 PBXs. What I just want to tell to the attendees in this webinar is that these are the modules which goes in the box itself. They are not an external gateway. So the customer asks you, what is so unique? If it goes into it, I can buy an external also. So what are you trying to tell me? We are trying to tell you guys that when there are point of failures, we are reducing point of failures. When I have FXS or E1 module and a PBX, they have been run by different power supplies. They're running on a different circuits. So the point of failures increase. Here, everything is built in the box. If you see the right algorithm where I am talking about the explanation, I have specifically made a few words in a red color. This is one of the few, or you can say only IPPBX in the history, at least I know about it. If someone has heard of it, please put it on the chat window, where I can do a SIP trunking between 2 PBXs on a GSM module, which is on the board. I'm not talking of an external gateway. So for an example, there is a non-feasible area and there is no internet connectivity, or let's say there is an internet connectivity, a broadband, and you are talking that remote office or a branch office is talking to the head office, and for unforeseen reason, the broadband of a remote office goes down. The GSM module, which was being used for voice communication, can be used for SIP trunking with the main office. Again, a USP. Small offices, we have done a small project for stockbroking company where they have those franchises, small franchises, and they wanted to talk to their main office and they never wanted to put their broadbands into it because they generally talk on GSM modules. So this concept was very, very well appreciated there, and we backed that deal pan-India for it. So this is how this box looks like. For an example, let's talk of S300. Now, S300, as I explained you on that table, comes with 300 extensions. It has 3 slots, 3 bigger slots, which are there. I'm just explaining you one box. I will not talk of all the products. You can speak to your area heads and regional heads later to understand which PBX has what capacity of modules which can plug in. Now, if you see, there is an S300, okay? It has 3 expansion boards, 1, 2, and 3. The 3 expansion boards can be anything. It can be EX30, which is a PRI card, so I can have 3 PRIs built in the box. I don't have to invest on 3 PRI gateways outside the box. If the customer has 2 PRI, I can put 2 PRIs and 1 expansion board. I can use it for FXS, FXO, or GSM. Each expansion board can have 4 modules, and each module has 2 ports. So architecture-wise, please go back to your area heads. The differentiation I want to clear here in this webinar, that this is the first hardware beauty of this box. Okay? Anyone needs more FXS, more FXOs, more PRIs over and above the modules which are there in this box, you can obviously put external gateways. But generally in an SME market, For 300 extensions or 500 extensions, 3 PRI is good enough. 2 PRI is good enough for 100 extensions or 200 extensions. And generally, this is how the scenarios are. And today, because people are switching over to SIP PRIs, so sometimes S20 or S412 or S100 is good enough without need of any interface module. Very important. Now, there is another DSP module. If you remember that slide where we spoke about the expansion, the two products what we spoke, S100 and S300. S100 has 100 extensions and 30 concurrent calls, and S300 had 60 concurrent calls with 300 extensions, if I'm not. Yeah, very right. Now, you can put a DSP module on that does not go on the expansion slots. Okay, remember, that goes on the CPU. So we have two slots to put DSP modules. So in case of S100, when I put one DSP module, S100 goes to 200 and concurrent calls goes to 60. And the 300, I can add two DSPs, I can make 500 extensions, and the concurrent calls can increase to 120. Why so modular? Reasons thereby that every customer who today wants 100 extensions or 80 extensions doesn't want to invest on 200 extensions, doesn't want to invest on more on concurrent calls, because generally one PRI with 30 channels concurrency is good enough for 100 extensions. So this modular architecture is there on the CPU also. So you can add and increase the RAM. It is actually a DSP RAM, which you can put it on the CPU, and the appliance power increases in terms of concurrency and extensions. Pricing and hardware, you can speak to the branch office, which can definitely inform you on that. Again, I'm showing the same sheet which I showed you in the first sheet. So now, so that you have a refresh of your memory, S412 from 20 users till 300 users, expandability by DSP modules, it can go up to 500 users. We can have any type of modules into it. We can have any type of extension boards, expansion boards, and we can have up to 3 PRI expansion boards inside the IPPBX. Okay. Before I jump to K2, which is again a high end, let me candidly tell you that Cohesive as a company, I will talk about that case study, have to replace our own products to install Yeastar K2 without naming the brand, because generally in any asterisk based product, let me openly tell you, generally in any asterisk based product in the market, when you enable 100% recording, the concurrency reduces to 50%. So if there is an IPPBX which is talking of 100 concurrent calls and you enable the recording, the concurrency goes to 30. Let's say there is an IPPBX which talks of 50 concurrent calls. You enable the recording, the concurrency goes to 25. Yeastar was one brand, only brand which I was able to test in S series and K2 series where the concurrency didn't reduce by enabling the voice recording. Right customer for BPO, stock trading, right product for the BPO, stock trading, or any such institute where voice recording is must. And 100% voice recording, non-conditional voice recording is must. So we have replaced to one customer where we are using 10,000 subscribers and 3,000 SIP channels, 6 IPPBXs of 2,000 subscribers each with channels on one PBX. Okay, K2 is an enterprise IPPBX and it comes in two flavors, which I will talk it in the next slide, K2 and K2 Lite. It comes in hardware as well as software. You don't have to specifically buy an appliance. Okay, so it comes in hardware version as well as software version. It supports virtual machine as well, either it is VMware or Hyperlink or anything. You can, for an example, in such nowadays, COVID-19, if someone requires an IPPBX of 2,000 extension, 1,000 extension, and you cannot give an appliance, and he has a server, we can just remotely install it by downloading an application, by giving them the soft key of the application and punching the locks. So we have hardware. We always do software. We never import hardwares because these are standard Dell HP hardwares. So there is no point of importing these hardwares. So generally we import software licenses people buy standard servers which have been benchmarked by us and install applications. So some customer wants to do it on a virtual machine. The same software supports virtual machine as well. So it comes in two series, K2 Lite and K2, as I explained to you just a minute back. 1,000 users, 2,000 users, 200 concurrent calls, and 500 concurrent calls. So K2 is the product which we have installed at one of the customer at 6 repeat orders, removing all competition products as well as my own product on the first site because of concurrency and voice recording, which was must for them. It works beautifully, and I should say that we are very happy, and the customer is very happy. And within time frame of, if Rishi is with me as a panelist, I think Rishi can tell us that I think in last 3 months we got 6 orders, or 4 months, I don't remember. But
Yeah, 6, 7 orders from last 3 to 4 months.
yeah, and we got that deal one by one with no competition, and Rishi picked up the orders based on his mood, what price he wants, and if his wife has treated him well, he charges. He gives discount. If his wife has not treated him well, so he charges more. So there was no competition, and Rishi bagged all those 6 deals on K2 from the same customer. So our requirements, as I told you, it has been benchmarked. So generally, we just for your knowledge sake, I have benchmarked. I had worked on HP DL20 for K2 and K2 Lite. A K2 server of HP DL20 cost is around ₹1,00,000, and a K2 Lite is around $60,000. So you guys can procure it. You can have this application loaded, and it works beautifully. So wherever there's a customer requirement where voice recording, 100% voice recording, concurrency up to 500 channels, 400 channels, or 200 channels with no reduction on concurrency is required, K2 is the only product available, at least today with Cohesive. Okay, and I will say that I'm using this statement because I don't want to name the competition, but believe me, I was not able to find a product because we removed products from the same customer who are using the other brands because of the same limitation. It supports VMware, so VMware 12, Hyper-V, and KVM. We support all types of virtual machine platforms. That's a standard thing, as Yeastar is a pure IPPBX company and gateways company. They don't do anything else, so their focus is primarily into PBX. So they have auto provisioning with all the phones you have heard of, which is Earlink, Fanwheel, Cisco, Grandsteam, Hashtag, Snom, Polycom, Gigaset. All these auto provisionings are available. It's not only specific to one brand. So all auto provisionings are available for all the phone brands available in the market. Web-based interface, nothing new. So our all products support web-based GUI. Okay, interesting, very interesting application for engineers and network managers, and for the entrepreneurs who are engineers and who want the best services to be given to the customers. Yeastar has a tool called Remote Management Tool, which if you are a partner of Yeastar, signed partner of Yeastar, you can take a license. Currently, we are offering up to 50 PBXs free of cost because of this COVID-19. Yeastar is offering that. So you can maintain all your customer PBXs on one panel. So for an example, we have partner A who's selling Yeastars to multiple customers. So he can manage all his customers' Yeastars on one panel and define alarms also. So if there is an issue in Yeastar PBX, there will be a defined alarm which can be set up. It can be also set up based on the group. For an example, that if there is a problem in A type of a customer, there should be an alarm which go to a specific engineer who's stationed in that location. Okay, so that is a good remote management tool. We have started using it. Few of the customers who were using K2, which I was speaking to you right now, because it is a high traffic customer and He wanted to be permanent on a management tool. So this is one thing which is USP on the product line of Yeastar. Very, very interesting. I have not included all the slides because unified communication is my topic of interest. I don't want to take it long, but I had kept those slides which are interesting to me, and you will also find good about it. See, generally, you know what happens in a case of an IPPBX, for an example. Let's talk of KPMG only. Okay, let's name this customer. Now we have installed KPMG Pan India, all our PBXs. Okay, on brand A. Okay, I will not name the brand. And all those PBXs are talking to each other on a SIP trunking. So if you can see my mouse playing, this is a standard scenario when you do a SIP trunking of PBXs. Okay, you do port forwarding or you program your DNS or public IP, and then you create multiple, we call that, if you will speak to my engineers, they will say, we have to create call routing algorithms. So what are call routing algorithms? Every PBX talks to each other. So our engineers have to do a lot of hard work in creating SIP trunking. So if there is a customer who's using 5 remote offices and 1 head office, they have to do a lot of SIP trunkings and routings algorithm. In case of an Yeastar, they have a solution called multi-site interconnect solution with 1 head office and 8 remote office, at max 8, only with S series. It can work as master and slave. Okay, so you don't have to do any port forwarding, you don't have to do any DNS, no need of a static IP. This master PBXs will talk to this IPPBXs, which are remote IPPBXs, on their own proprietary algorithm, and the configuration of doing so-called SIP trunking till now, we call it multi-site interconnect protocol, on click of a mouse. So the master will generate some 6 or 7 user ID passwords, which you have to put it here in the slave, and the slave will start talking to this. Obviously with different numbering plans. If this is extension number 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. Everything starts working in 5 minutes of configuration. The videos are available. We will share you the videos of how to do a multi-site interconnect application. If there is 100 man-hours which are required on SIP trunking, there is 1 man-hour which is required on interconnect. And it is not a question of one time. Whenever there is a configuration issue, whenever there is a change in configuration issues, doing it on a SIP trunking is like a Himalaya mountain. And doing it on an interconnect, because you are not creating multiple routes, you are just creating a master slave modes, and it works beautifully. There is no algorithm, no routing except the numbering plan. So this is another interesting thing what Yeastar has. Remember, but it can take care only up to 1 main and 8 remote sites in this scenario. I will not go into it. You can take eye through it. Take your eye through it. It has auto attendance, click, blacklisting, whitelisting, every feature you can think of. Voicemail to emails, emails to SMS, SNMPs, CRM integration. Please put it in your mind. We will discuss it in the slide which is coming in. Okay. It has everything. Every feature is built in. No extra charges. Okay. So I'm just giving 10 seconds more so that you guys can take a slide view on this full slide. So generally, you know, in a case of an IPPBX, we have seen some of the big people like Cisco's and Avayas of the world that if they want voice recordings or they want SIP trunkings, they generally open up, you know, like they ask for the license charges. In our case, there is nothing. All features are built into the box. I will run a 1-minute video, guys. Before I run a video of 1 minute, Rishi, you just tell me that you are able to hear the audio of that video when I run the video, because I am not clear that the video, in the case of video, the audio goes or not. But before I run the video, we are talking of an application. Rishi, can you go on mute for 1 second? Okay.
Yes.
We are talking of an application which I love the most. It is my personal. You know, you can say favor I'm giving on a Linkus, but believe me, it works beautifully. It is the only application I had seen in an IPPBX which works on iOS, which works on Mac, my laptop, or anyone who's running on a Mac. It works on Android, it works on iOS, and it works on Windows. It works beautifully. Believe me, the one I can bet on you, I can vouch on that. The one who uses this application once will never ever switch over to any other application. The beauty of this application, let me also tell you before I run the video, it works on backend. You don't have to keep the app open on mobiles or on laptops. So if a call comes, like your mobile phone, your mobile is always on a sleep mode. When a call comes, it activates and a call comes in. Same thing, very similar, this app works. Second thing, this app is a true compliant to your mobile. It means when you make a call or when you receive a call, the keypads, the control remains the same as you use your GSM call. The icons are of the same which your mobile phone is showing it. So I am trying to run a small video of 1 minute. Rishi, you tell me if the audio is coming or not, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Can you hear the audio, Rishi?
Not yet, sir.
You can't?
No.
Rishi,
Audio is
you
not.
cannot hear?
No, no.
Okay. So, okay, guys. So just view it to see what this guy is doing. It is showing a senior executive who is using Linkus, what he can do. Let me tell you, because you're not getting an audio, it's just a music. It's just a music. So you have to focus on the pictorial of this video. It is showing as an executive when you enter your office how ease of your life is being done by this app. Okay. So there is specific no audio. There's a music on the background. Considering you're not hearing music, I think you should see the pictorial of it. Just a 1 minute. I'm pausing the video for a minute. Guys, you see the person is getting a Linkus call on his laptop as well as mobile. And while talking to the person, Rishi is talking to me. And while talking to him, I'm chatting and I can transfer the documents on the soft phone. I can create groups as I do in WhatsApp. So I can create a finance group. I can create a sales group. And I can actually do the chat or document transfer or file transfer while talking to an individual or to group. Rishi, you are there with me right now? Hello? I can't hear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was on mute.
Okay, good. So this is what Linkus is all about. Okay, so a perfect unified communication app, and any platform you are running, iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, and you can do talk, you can do presence, you can do chat, you can do document transfer. Another feature. A few days back, one of the requirement which came from Bhubaneswar, there's a COVID-19 healthcare unit. Let me also tell you, we just picked up one order of Belgaum of the government COVID unit, which is coming up today morning. Okay, we have picked up that order today morning. Few days back, the same requirement came from Bhubaneswar, and they said that the doctor does not want to touch a keypad of a phone, and they want to speak to people because it is so, this pandemic is so contagious that they don't want to touch the phone and they want to speak. Linkus app is currently integrated with Siri. It is not integrated with Alexa right now. Integrated with Siri. I am using it. I just go to my mobile and I say, "Hey Siri, dial Rishi from my Linkus." Okay, and you know
I
it.
found 14 matching contacts. Could you be more specific?
You know it checks my contact and it sees Rishi house, Rishi mobile, and through my Linkus app, not through my mobile, because I said that call my Linkus contact. It opens my Linkus contact and dial it through that. The customer wanted to buy it because it is it is currently integrated with Siri on iPhone. It was a bit expensive. The decisions have not been made, but yes, I'm just telling you that this app is so strongly integrated that it talks with so-called Alexas and Siris of the world. Currently Siri, but time is going to come where we're going to do it on the Google Play as well. Anything, whatever you see, you have contact list, call wait, call transfer, conferencings, everything is available. You can do chat, you can see presence, you can do document transfers, you can do file sharing. It has an Outlook integration, it has a Google Contacts integration, it imports the Google Contacts directly from your Gmail IDs. So everything is there. Okay. People wanted, this is a new feature, they wanted the personal contacts and company contacts tab on the Linkus. We have done that recently. It has come a month back only, where we have a tab of personal contacts and company contacts. Company contacts can be withdrawn from the LTAP contacts, which are there in the central directory, and people can use it and start dialing it from that way. Very good feature, very excellent feature. This is a Linkus feature. Like for an example, you are on a laptop and you're browsing a website, or you are seeing a Word file or an Excel file, and there is a phone number which comes on a website. Let's say you're browsing a Cohesive website on a Google Chrome, and there is a phone icon, and you want to speak to the operator. You have to just click this, and the Linkus will dial the phone number of Cohesive Technologies, picking up the even channel from your office and dialing to the board of Cohesive. So you don't have to see from website, do cut paste, put it on the keypad, dial it. Something very similar, you are working on an Excel sheet or a Word file and you see a phone number, you just do Control Shift E, enter, and you will be able to dial the number. So these are the high-end capabilities this product has, and because this softphone app works very tightly integrated with the platforms, either it is Windows, Mac, or Chrome, or Siri, or any platform we have, it works beautifully with all these high-end features. Yes, this was the reason I spoke about to keep your CRM tab into your mind. All the renowned CRMs, Zoho, Salesforce, MS Dynamics, contacts of Google and Outlook, is tightly integrated with Yeastar. And not only with Yeastar as a PBX, but also with Linkus app. So if there is a call which is coming in and your PBX is talking to Salesforce, the same Salesforce pop-up will also come on the app which is on Linkus on your mobile. So it will not only come on your laptop, but it will come on Linkus as well, as if you're on iOS or on Android. We have Linkus cloud services as well. Generally, Linkus softphone is free, let me tell you, for voice and for presence. Whenever you have to do chat or document transfer, you have to take a service called Linkus Cloud Service, LCS. We call this LCS. There is a specific license to it. Once you take this Linkus Cloud Services, you get two benefits. You enable IM, which is chat, instant messaging, and file sharing, as what we spoke about, as well as there is no need of taking a public IP or port forwarding or NAT traversal or issues of remote agents not able to log in and talk to each other, latency issue or one-way speech. All these issues goes off. Cohesive as a company has a special deal with Yeastar, that anyone who buys Yeastar from Cohesive Technologies gets 1 year subscription free of Linkus cloud service, and that service can be passed down to the end customer, because I know once he starts using, start making groups, start doing chatting, start doing transferring the file, post 1 year he gets addicted to it, and he will speak to our partner and take a license fees for the next year. Voice calls and presence is free. You can download our Linkus free of cost, do everything what is required. But if it is a file transfer or a chat, it is payable, and for 1 year it is complimentary from Cohesive. As a company, Yeastar charges for it. Our IPPBXs of Yeastar has built-in firewalls and VPN servers. So in terms of security, in terms of creating a VPN tunnel between two PBXs, working as a VPN server and a VPN, why it is VPN servers, we can use the other phone, like an IP phone, which is at a remote level. Let's say a Grand Stream 2.1 series or 1 series, which has a VPN client built in. So all the VPN clients which are there in the remotely can talk to this VPN server and can work on a secure tunnel. Okay, so people, in this speech becomes encrypted speech. So hacking becomes very tough for people to come into the VPN tunnel. Redundancy, guys. Let me tell you that our all IPPBXs of Yeastar are redundant. Okay, starting from S20, S100, S300, K series. All PBXs are redundant PBXs. You have to just replica the model. So, for example, there is one S100 with one E1 module, which is a master PBX. Your slave should also have S100 with one E1 module. There is no license cost. There is no subscription cost. You have to just buy one more hardware and job is done. The redundancy starts working. So either it is S series or it is K series, the redundancy works. So what basically we all guys talk of, whatever we spoke is on a VoIP platform. Our all IP phones, because it is an auto provisioning, so any IP phone, hotels phone, SIP paging compliance. Our SIP Yeastar is compliant to our server data, IP paging devices, mild site. Official IoTs have been done, so you don't have to worry that tomorrow if you buy a server data IP paging, how strongly it will work with Yeastar product lines. Okay. It offers a full API library, full open API library, where you can talk to hotel applications, PMS applications, third-party billing packages. Everything is open because it talks in with even protocol and SIP protocols. Some people who have legacy PBXs, you can talk to them. There are multiple sites where we are talking to legacy PBXs. Okay. As I just told you that API library is open. So, you can talk to any CRM. MS Dynamics and Zoho and Salesforce, we have already, API, which is plugged in API. But if there is a homemade CRM and the guy wants an API library, you can speak to our regional heads or area heads. We can pass on the API library link, share the API library link, and let him play around. Okay. We are also using Yeastar PBXs for call center application, making switching side on the Yeastar, but the CRM side is our side. I will talk about the two slides which will come in next few minutes on the call center application as well. Okay, Yeastar is tightly integrated with a company called CHAR, CHAR. If I'm not wrong, Rishi, it's a Sweden company, or I think Sweden company, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I believe also.
So, okay. Now, this company is a middleware, okay? Generally, what I've seen globally, we have just executed one project in Maldives of a 5-star property on an EPG, not an Yeastar. EPG is also CHAR integrated, where he was using Micros. Micros is Fidelio. Fidelio is Oracle. Now, earlier it was Fidelio, then Micros, Oracle. Micros is Oracle. Oracle bought over Fidelio, which is the world leading PMS So any PMS, if hotel has, just name the PMS, it would be talking to char. So nowadays, earlier history, days what PBX used to do, all PBX used to go to all these PMS vendors, talk to them, create their API, and then used to do certification. Now it is not required. So if your IPPBX is char integrated, talks to the char has already done PMS integration with all the vendors available globally. So if your product is char compliant, which Yeastar is, you can talk to any PMS of the world. Okay. So Yeastar luckily is a char compliant product. So any hotel PMS you have in the market, it will work. Yeastar has its own billing application. Billing application does not mean that it will give you a rupee paisa or a dollar or euro type billing. It also talks of budgeting the extension. So if you want that me, Ashneer Kinra, should be allowed for $100 of bill, $100 of phone call in a month, where Rishi should be allowed for $150 a call a month. So he can budget the extensions for prepaid and postpaid. Okay, all that billings are possible, real-time statistics are possible. Time-wise billing, you want that flexible rating, for example. Now it does not make sense. Earlier it used to be that if you make a phone call in the night, the tariff will be lesser. Okay. Or for an example, there is a TDM trunk and a SIP trunk which is fixed up into the PBX. So if a call which is made through a SIP trunk, which is through a VoIP minutes, I will use the right word, VoIP minutes, it is much more cheaper than using a TDM trunk, which is more expensive. So we can have a flexible rating plan depending on the call routing, or that extension is making a phone call outside. It can be sold to anyone. It can, a small office, multiple offices. It can create a use case for mobile and remote workers through Linkus, as what we spoke about, and it has a platform which can handle any type of scenario. Any industry you can think of: education, healthcare, hospitality, government, transportation, retail. I don't think so. Today in this world, in this era where people are talking of voice over IP, remote work from home, there is any industry left out who does not want this. Okay, I am 100% sure it is possible that tomorrow the requirements come for S412, a small PBXs where the shopkeeper wants that his house and his shops should be also connected on a SIP PBX with Linkus clients to all his kids and wife and he himself, so that they can talk to each other in case of emergencies. So I will not feel shocked after this opening of post this COVID-19. Small requirements do come to us. Okay, we as for now, I am over with Yeastar. So I will just revise what we spoke about. Yeastar is into two series. One was S series, the other was K series. S series goes up to 500 subscribers with maximum 120 concurrent calls. USPs were a module-wise architecture, which you can put it on the motherboard itself, depending on the hardware and the architecture you want. It has multi-site interconnect. It has remote work management. It has a smart app called Linkus, which works on any platform. K2 is a software-based application where you can download it on a server, where concurrency people require up to 500. We talk on K2. And it is CRM integrable, and whatever best of the features you have was there in Yeastar. Now, let's take another 5 minutes on our CRM before I finish up this webinar. So we have a product, we call it Cradle, which is all-in-one suite. We divide Cradle into two parts. One is a mini Cradle and one is an enterprise Cradle. Okay, a mini Cradle, we give you a small hardware appliance. Okay, you don't require any PC, you don't require any server. Okay, you can run that small box of Cradle with 10 agents. It can go up to 10 to 12 agents. Please remember that. 10 to 12 agents call center. You don't need to invest on a server or on a PC. The box itself has a CRM. The box itself has a full contact center suite. Okay. The box itself has applications like, let me go to the next slide first. Yeah. It has progressive dialers. It has preview dialer. It has manual dialer. It does not have a predictive mode. Predictive mode goes only in our applications. it has email and SMS integration. Okay, it has a IVR, it has a call center reports, it has a CRM built in. So basic call center, I'm going back to the slide where we started. Yeah. So it is this Cradle Mini, so-called Cradle Mini, all-in-one suite, has everything. I repeat, 10 to 12 seats call center. It has progressive dialer, preview dialer, or a manual dialer. It has inbound, it has ACD, it has CRM, it has dashboard, it has voice recording, all in one small box. It has APIs built in if you want to connect to a third-party CRM. So any basic level call center up to 10 to 12 agents, if you want to buy, you don't have to put your brain or time something on it. Just order this box called Cradle Mini from our team. The box will come to you, plug and play, everything is into it. 10 to 12 seats, not more than that. Okay, a call center, full-fledged call center. Okay, no servers required, no applications required, everything is on a browser base. Okay, on-premise enterprise contact center application, we have some customers in our Delhi NCR which are running. The biggest call center we are running is of Max Life Insurance and Kotak, which is above 1100 seats in 4 servers. There are 4 to 5 servers which has been installed, and 1100 seats are working in Delhi. It supports email, it supports chat. We also do omni-channel. So people who go to the Facebook page of a company and log in a complaint or praise a customer company, that also goes. So we talk it as an omni-channel. So the agents who are there, who are able to receive incoming calls, the dialer is allowed to make an outbound calls. He can receive an email he can have a ticketing module. He can have reports. He have an IVR blasters. He have a DNC and exception list as per TRN norms. He has a callback management. He has a Facebook and Facebook your messenger. Everything is on a single queue on the agent desk. It is not expensive. It is very reasonably priced, and we pick up decent size of orders. Why I'm telling you all this is that might be you are not aware of it, that we guys are selling. We were not pushing this product to all partners. We were only working with so-called selected partners who understand what contact center applications are. Why we have taken this part in this webinar is that because of this COVID-19, there are so many work from home call center requirements which came to us, and we got so many benefits out of it. So we thought, why only Cohesive should enjoy? Let's pass on these benefits to every partner. Slowly, you guys will learn about it. You will understand what these applications are, and I'm sure you will definitely reap benefits on the contact center applications. So in terms of contact center application, as I explained you, we have Mini, which is an appliance base. You don't need to have any servers, no platforms to be loaded. Buy that box, 10 to 12 agents, basic dialer, basic ACD, basic IVR, CRM, API connectivity, all built into the box. High-end, on-premise, enterprise level, omni-channel product we have. We have inbounds, outbounds, emails, SMS, Facebook, IVR, CTI, anything you can think of is on omni-channel available in our product. Okay. So, skill-based, I don't want to go into it, but basically there are people do ask for all these jargons that when I do ACD, do you have a skill-based routing? There are some people, yesterday there was a requirement which came from a very big service provider where they wanted a sticky agent. What is a sticky agent? Sticky agent is that, like, so for example, Ashdir is talking, Rishi is a customer, Ashdir is an agent. So Ashdir is talking to Rishi and the call goes off. And for something, Rishi has a doubt and he calls back. So the call should not go into the standard ACD queue. It should go to the sticky agent, which is Ashdir, because earlier Ashdir spoke to Rishi. So people do get such a funny requirement. So you can just think of it. Whatever people ask for in any jargon in terms of call center, you guys can come back to us. We support that. We do that. Okay. This we spoke about earlier when I jumped 2 slides before. So we support all modes of dialers. Okay, team leaders and supervisions, TL and supervision dashboards are different, where you see the specific campaign. If you are a TL, team leader of a specific campaign, you see the dashboard of a specific campaign. A supervisor sees all TLs and he's also allowed to do the configuration changes. Okay, I can define that these many number of agents are for inbound, these many are for outbound, these are for emails, these are for social media. So all that definitions can be done through an administrator or a supervisor. Rishi, will you like to go on to the case studies?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay.
So this is the first case study of PC Financial. You can see a PC Financial started in last year 2019 itself. Okay, and this is one of the fastest growing company we know, who has a multiple offices across globe, and they started operations in India in 2019. The company is into micro loans, okay, and they are doing a calls to all people, and they want 100% voice recording, because what happened that for a 10,000 or 20,000 rupees, they don't want to give a documentations and all that, so they want a all voice recording at their end. Okay, they tried multiple brands, they tried multiple competitors, but they failed to get 100% voice recording when we are talking about a 400, 500 agents on single server. So that time we thought, Aziz sir and myself went there. We spoke to a customer, understand their requirement, and uh, we installed first K2 IPPBX with 400 agents, which worked perfectly fine. And within a few days, the customer was happy, and he told us that he will replace all his existing uh, uh, PBXs, other PBXs. And today, we are happily say that side. So on one K2 server, around 500 agents are working. So you can say around more than 3,000 agents are working on different areas of PC Financial, different Noida, Gurgaon, different areas, and he is getting 100% voice recording. Okay.
Okay. So this is also Rishi. I think Vedant Group has been done by someone else, or okay, it's Ahmedabad.
Your voice, yes.
Yeah. So we something like what PC Financial. This is another Vedant Group. I think Vedant is that giant, which is into panel manufacturing. So they have also bought some Yeastar products from us. So these slides are basically, we are talking about that. We have installed in any segment. Either it is what Rishi was talking about, a microfinance company which was into a BPO type scenario, or a manufacturing unit, or a resort. Okay, this resort has been done by in Jharkhand. Really, I was good to see this case study. I was not knowing about it before this webinar started. And there's a good resort called Parkland Resort, which has been done by most probably by our Kolkata office through a partner in Jharkhand. So Cranberry is another product in Pune who's using a small IPPBX, which is talking to the USA remote offices. Okay, and they wanted some devices to support Skype and Hangout. So we might have given some Android-based phone sitting on S20 and making this thing possible. So Rishi, we like to close up on this webinar. I think while talking, I was giving a webinar. You were also seeing the questions people are putting it on the chat windows, or there was
Yeah, yes,
no
yes,
questions.
yes. Chat windows as well as in our question and answer column. So I replied few of questions, and there are
Okay.
more questions need to be answered.
Fine. So okay, let me also, before I finish up on this webinar, we have special demo pricing which is going till 10th April. So you guys can reach to your to the respective branches or the regional heads for S series and enjoy the benefit. Uh, these are the two last slides which we generally finish up our webinar with. which talks about our esteemed clients and Pan India. And last not the least, a big thanks to you guys. You guys are beautiful team. I feel proud of you. Always talking to you. Let me give you a virtual hug on our webinar. And I want everyone you to be safe, your family to be safe, and let's do great things in time to come. We all will be fine. Coming to the questions, if I can see some replies I can give, otherwise we'll do it at the let me stop first. Okay, so going to the chat window, Rishi, any specific question you want me to give a reply?
Yeah, few people asked the same question. What is auto provisioning and zero configuration?
See, auto provisioning and zero configurations are basically that, you can create a group. For example, there are 10 people in accounts and they're using IP phone Grandstream GXP 1625. And you can just create a group, click these 10 people requires extension number from 201.290.209 GXP 1625. It will automatically provision all GXP 1625 with predefined set of configuration. It is allowed to do an outside dialing or not. Whatever you have defined in that specific group, everything will be done. You don't have to go to that specific each and every extension to define that features. Okay. We will share the PPTs. We'll share the video record. Video recordings are there on the Facebook. Videos are there on the Facebook page. PDF of the PowerPoint will definitely come to you. Yes, you are right. It is cumbersome for us also to see group chats as well as to see question and answer sections. We have not replied for the last two webinars also. If Rishi, Rajesh, and Deepak are listening to me, guys, within next week, by next week, we should submit all the question and answers of all the webinars what we did in whatever media it has reached us. Okay, and nothing specific. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Enjoy the day, and let's hope everything goes well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rishi.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this.
Okay. Thank you very, very much for this small webinar. This is a WhatsApp number. My email IDs are there. The website addresses, you guys can reach us. Phone numbers, lines might not be working because of lockout, but you guys can write an email to us anytime.